Hi, friends. Man, happy spring break. I know we're living in just some really, really strange times. And man, this should have been that spring break week where you get to sit back and you forget about everything and you don't even think about the worries of school. Maybe you dread going back to school on Monday a little bit. But yet here we are, we're actually thinking about and we're worrying about things that are way bigger than maybe our day-to-day things that we're used to. And instead of dreading going back to school, maybe you're actually lamenting, you're really sad about the fact that you don't get to go back to school on Monday. And so, man, instead of experiencing this exhaustion of spring sports and the rigorous schedules, you're actually sitting at home and, man, you're a little bit confused. Maybe you're bored out of your mind already and it's only day 4. And if you're honest, if you're like me, you're probably a little bit freaked out, a little bit scared. And man, what I'm thinking about is just even in that, just the being trapped in the present of the unknown, is that with everything that's going on, it's out of our control. There's so much that we can't control. We have no say over what happens. And what I want to do is I just want to give you a little bit of hope, and then I want to give you a clear path forward because we are moving forward. It's with an abundance of caution, but we are moving forward. We acknowledge that the fear of what's going on is real, but man, we're not going to be paralyzed by that fear. Man, there's been a couple of passages that have actually been really freeing to my own soul, just as I've been thinking through all of this. One of those is Psalm chapter 46, verse 1. He says, God is our refuge and strength and a helper who is always found in times of trouble. And then he says this, he says, therefore, I will not be afraid, though the earth trembles and the mountains topple into the depths of the seas, though the waters roar and the mountains quake with its turmoil. He says, hey, God is a refuge and a strength, and he's a helper who's always found in times of trouble. And there in Psalm 46, he's talking about literally the earth falling apart. And I don't know about you, but it feels that way a little bit if you were to read the news and you listen to people talk. And man, he says, even in the midst of all of that stuff, I will not be afraid. And in Isaiah 41, the second one that I'm thinking of is where God comes to us and he says, hey, man, do not fear, for I am with you. I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will hold on to you with my righteous right hand. And I don't know what your thoughts are about all this stuff that's happening, but I'm confident of this, that God is not surprised by it, that our God is not overwhelmed by it, that our God is still going to care for us. He's still going to protect us. He's going to guard us, and he's going to accomplish in you and in me the same thing that he set out to accomplish. And he's going to actually, we know because of Romans 8, he's going to turn this somehow to our good. And his good plan is that we become more like Jesus. And so I don't know what all of that is going to look like. I couldn't tell you how this is going to shake out in 3 or 4 months from now, or even in 3 days from now. It's changing so fast. But I know this, the timeless word of God that says, do not be afraid, for I am your God. That holds true for you and for me. And it's an incredible comfort to my soul. And so as you think about that, with that confidence in mind, I want to tell you a little bit about what's coming up here at Keystone Youth. What are the next couple weeks going to look like for us? Rather than gathering corporately here at the Keystone building, we believe that now more than ever, we still need each other. And so what we're going to do is we're going to actually start streaming services live next Wednesday night at 7 p.m. So we're going to leverage our YouTube channel for that. There's also going to be a page on the Keystone website for that. And it's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to have a weekly challenge for you to participate in. We're going to have some fun stories, videos, and more from just around our youth group, from around the internet. We're going to try to make that as fun as we possibly can. And with that, we actually want to give away some prizes. We're going to give away some digital gift cards and things. We're also going to start a new teaching series called Into the Unknown. And what we're going to do, we know we're living in these unknown times. And so we're going to have some people on the show, or I'm calling it the show. We're going to have some people on our live stream to share some of their stories about when they went into the unknown on their journey with God and what happened with that. And I can't wait, because I think hearing their stories and then exploring what the Bible has to say watching these biblical stories where we see men and women of faith journeying into the unknown gives us an incredible amount of confidence. If the people of God for centuries, if the people even here in our own church have pressed into the unknown and we've seen it build their faith, what could it do for you and for me? I'm super, super excited about that. The teaching is going to be really short. It's going to be very interactive. It's going to be super practical for what we're dealing with right now in the crazy world that we live in. And then when that's all said and done, you're going to end the live stream, and then we're going to set up online communities for you. So there'll be an online video chat for you and your small group to connect. You can talk about what you've been going through, what you've been feeling, maybe apply the story a little bit. In addition to our Wednesday nights, you'll also want to just keep staying in contact with your group leaders. So they're going to be setting up some digital things as well. There's going to be some opportunities for you to do some online Bible studies, some digital connections, some discipleship groups. There's a ton that we can do using Google Hangouts. So if you don't have the Hangouts app, you'll probably want to grab that. And then also, if you're a gamer, maybe talk to your group. Say, hey, would you want to connect on Xbox Live or whatever platform it is that you use? And then lastly, stay tuned to our social media page. We're going to have regular updates, some encouragement for you, some fun challenges, and a ton more coming up. So that's everything that's coming up here. I do want to give you this last thing, and it's this. If you still want to get together with people in person, we're all for it. The people of God have always been a gathered together kind of a people. And so we're all for it, but we are asking that you do this wisely so that we love our neighbors well and so that we make sure that we are as safe as possible. And so let me give you just a couple of guidelines for how to do that well. Based on the guidelines that we've received from the CDC, we'd ask you to limit your groups to no more than 10 people. So a maximum of 10 in a group. Number two, if you're feeling at all sick, or if you are around somebody, maybe you live with a grandparent, or you have somebody that you're around a lot who's in one of those high-risk categories, so they're over 60, they have a weakened immune system or some kind of other health issue, please don't come. We don't want you to somehow expose your loved one or the people in your life to any kind of an illness. We ask you not to share food with each other. So food is absolutely a staple of my life. I love bringing pizzas or donuts or whatever and having everybody share. But in this season, please don't share your food. And practice social distancing and good sanitation even while you're in the same room. So keep that space between you. Make sure you're washing your hands well. Make sure you're avoiding physical contact, which is hard. I'm a hugger, so not hugging people is really hard for me. So make sure that you're doing that. And man, if you're good with all of that, I'd even love for you to swing by the Keystone offices. I'd love to, we've got an indoor disc golf. I'd love to play with you, maybe a round of Mario Kart, talk about Jesus, pray with you, talk to you. So if that's something you're up for, hit me up and I'm totally down for it. Because the reality is this, we have to distance ourselves socially, but we want to do everything we can to draw near relationally. And so with that, if you need any kind of encouragement, you need somebody to talk to, reach out to your connection group leader, drop us a DM in any one of our social media pages, or even email me at will@keystonelife.com. I want to help you. I want to answer your questions and help you navigate through this season in any way that we can. So thank you all. I'm praying for you. Stay safe and keep an eye out for our live stream and for all the other social media things we have coming up. Can't wait to see you.